Hey everyone, since our class was canceled today, I thought I would bring our syllabus to you digitally. Um, First, what I'd like you to do is to bookmark classes.engr.oregon-state.edu/EECS/winter 2016. This will bring you to a page that has all of the CS and ECE courses and their corresponding web pages. You can even go down and see web pages from prior terms, which sometimes have tests and some other material that's of interest. And so if you go to either one, section 001 or 002 will bring you to the same exact page. And on this website, I use this to post our assignments, our exercises, which I'll talk more about, as well as any notes that we take during class, so our lecture slides. And our syllabus is also found on this site. I do not post our labs on this site. I post them within Canvas, so you can go there and see those labs. They do release, if you go here, it explains this, they do release adaptively as you view the lab and take the corresponding quiz for that lab, then the next week's lab will open up, and it always opens 30 minutes prior to your lab time. And anyway, and so you can see that on your assignments there's information here. We will have our first assignment listed here by the end of the day, and you do have your labs which have already been posted in Canvas, and you can get to those and do them on your own today or go to a different lab. Whichever one you choose. So let's go back to the home page, and this book is the one we're going to use. We're going back to this book to help with the students that are on eCampus, and you can get this book, or really you can get the prior book that we used. Really any book will do, because all of them have the same information that you need in there. You just need to use your index and use it more as a reference guide. I will never make you actually do stuff directly out of your textbook. Here are all the labs that are listed along with your TAs and with their corresponding email address. And then down here you can access all of the TAs along with their office hours as they fill these in over this next week, and then their grading hours, which I'll talk more about, and those start next week as well. Your evaluation, which we'll talk about more too in this class, is based on labs, exercises, assignments, exams, and then a final exam. And in this class, a passing grade is a C or higher, or at least to be counted in the EECS major. So a C minus is not a passing grade for those students who are EECS majors. So at this point we'll go to the syllabus, and you can notice that there is a syllabus online, and I will go to this one, and that way I can write on this printed syllabus. So once again, this is the website. You want to bookmark from here until winter 2016 and then access 161. My office, by the way, I am Dr. Jennifer Parham-Mocello, and I am found in Kelly Engineering Center, 2101. I have office hours from 11 to 12 Monday, Wednesday, Friday, as well as right before the 2 o'clock class, 1 to 1:50. I will have to leave at 1:50 because I have to get to the next class. You can find my email address as well as the class email addresses. There are two different emails, one for Section 1 and one for Section 2. There's also a TA email list, which you can send that will just email to the TAs and myself and no one else in the class. Please do not send messages through Canvas. It's annoying to have to go to Canvas to respond to an email. I'd rather just go through my personal business emails to respond to you. Once again, these textbooks, I say required. Really, you want to have a textbook for a reference, but it does not matter what that edition is or if you have some other C++ book. So really, you can have any C++ book. And you can look on your own with course objectives. Attendance policy, I don't have an attendance policy. I will say that there are unannounced in-class exercises. There are 5 of these, and therefore if you miss one of those, you do get a 0 for that exercise. And the exercises are 10% of your grade. Lab attendance is required. If you do need to reschedule a lab, then you can email me, and I will give you permission to either make it up on your own or go to a different lab. What I do need you to do, though, is now we are having our labs. Oops. So come down here. If we're talking about labs, they're 10% of our grade. They happen weekly. Monday has already been canceled, and so Monday labs, you can go to a different lab or do the work on your own. Okay. From here on out, in order to make up work on your own, you have to at least finish, you can finish 3 of the 7 points outside the lab, but you must have completed 7 points during that lab time. And so that's a little bit of a change from in the past from my syllabus. I want to make sure that you are staying and doing most of the lab during lab time. And that's just to make sure that you're not putting it off until the next lab when you could have primarily done most of your work during that lab. So you do have to complete up to 7 points, get checked off for that in the current lab, and then if you do, you can always make up 3 of those points on your own. Ideally, you'll try to get a 10 because this is out of a 10-point scale on your labs, and there are 10 total labs for the class. You are required to bring a laptop. That's because there are no computers in the lab, so you must bring a laptop to the lab. These are designed so that you finish during this lab time. We will give you a 15-minute demo by the TA at the beginning of the lab to help you with any questions that you might have, as well as kind of just show you what we expect from that lab. Let's see, so let's go back up here. So attendance, if you do not attend one of these labs, then, and once again, this also goes back to, and you did not get permission to not be in that lab, then if you did not get that 7 points or anything lower, 0, 1, 2, 3, up to 6, will not allow you to get a higher score in the next lab. So you must be present in order to, and get checked off during lab time up to 7 points to finish anything on your own. During class, I do not allow laptops or other electronics during lecture, and this is because if you look, it'll show that the laptop, using one during class, not only lowers your grade by almost a letter grade, but also those around you, and that's very disrespectful and something we do not do in my class. If you also look at another study that shows traditional note-taking by hand also aids in your learning rather than just typing your notes, if that's your argument. If I am late for class, which has never happened, then you wait 10 minutes. For me, if I'm not there within 10 minutes, you can leave. And about my courses, one of my mottos is being proactive. Do not be reactive. That means that if you need to make up a lab, you have to let me know prior to that lab. You cannot let me know after the lab. I do give some grace period of letting me know during lab or during class, say if you miss a bus, or you have to let me know that you missed an exercise or part of your lab and you need to, for whatever reason, make it up. But after an exercise, after a class or an exercise has been completed, as well as a lab, you are not allowed to be reactive and tell me that you're sorry you had to miss that particular lab or exercise. And so being respectful is the other one. So there are different levels of programming skills in this course. Some people have had a lot of practice programming, and some have had never programmed at all. You must be very respectful. Everyone has something to learn from each other, and one of my favorite sayings is that for every teacher there are two learners. So even if you do think you know everything, then maybe you can help teach someone else so that you can learn even more. In this class, as well as being a successful engineer, you must have a growth mindset, and this means that you always have something to learn from someone, would be one way to look at this. As well as if you make mistakes, don't feel like you're a failure. You learn from your mistakes. So you do not know everything. You're not perfect. You're not expected to be perfect, and so don't get down on yourself. Learn from your mistakes. And make sure that you understand that you can learn from others, which I feel is very important in this classroom, as well as being a successful computer scientist and engineer in general, is be humble and know that you can always learn something from someone else. Because everybody, and I will say this, brings something different to a problem, and so it's that difference in ability to express the problem or understand the problem, which helps people solve problems in innovative ways. So always respect those around you for what they bring to the table. Another part of this class is active learning. I really need you to participate. I do a lot of demonstrations as well as some exercises in class that I want you to be a part of. So I want everybody to be able to talk to one another and participate with others around you. So in this class, you're going to have labs, exercises, assignments, exams. And the labs will be posted on Canvas as well as your grades. So labs and grades. Otherwise, I don't really use Canvas, and your labs can be found under your specific lab section. So your labs are 10% of your grade. They are graded on effort more than correctness. We also have what is 10% of your grade, these exercises. Exercises will run, it's not Monday, they will run Wednesday through Friday. and they are supposed to be about 15 minutes and cover prior lecture, assignment, or lab material. These are meant for just kind of preps for both your assignment and lab, and you will have 10 weekly take-home exercises and 5 unannounced in-class exercises. The 10 weekly exercises are to be completed on your own and turned in through something called Teach, or you can attend an exercise group and get checked off during that group time. And you are graded on a 0, which means you didn't do it at all, nor did you go to a weekly exercise group. 1 is you did do it on your own or went to a weekly exercise group, but you did not participate at all. Or wrote hardly anything down. 2 is probably like, about a C, B minus work, and then this is probably a B to an A worth of work or participation in those exercise groups. So if you choose to do it on your own, you do not, and turn it in through Teach, this exercise, then you do not have to go to an exercise group. If you go to an exercise group, more than likely if you participate in that group, you're going to get a 3 on that exercise, and you will get checked off during that time. We want to limit these exercise groups to be about 15 people in each group, and stick with the same group with time and day of group, I should say. So make sure you stick with that for the in-class. I'm sorry, not for the in-class, for these take-home, but to be done in these peer-led groups, okay? And I will show you, you can sign up for these peer-led groups. You will go to the exercise session right here, and in here you will see exercises, as well as there will be pages for you to sign up with a peer leader. On top of that, let's see. Let's go back to the syllabus. We have assignments. Assignments are 40% of your grade. 40% of your grade. There are 6 total assignments to be completed. I'm talking to this thing. Oh, now I probably won't be able to finish this.